Hey everybody, Jen here of Gen X Website Design and Strategy. If you are blogging on Squarespace and you're not using the SEOSpace plugin, you need to seriously rethink your blogging strategy. If you're a Squarespace website designer and you're not using the SEOSpace plugin, you're missing out on opportunities to help your clients and offer new services. I can assure you, of all the things that you spend money on in your business, this one is worth its virtual weight in gold. The SEOSpace plugin provides a wealth of information in every scan, such as how large your images should be, if you have the optimal word count, which internal links to include, and so much more. In this video tutorial, I'll hit on 3 strategies that I've learned since using the SEOSpace plugin that will improve the Google ranking of your Squarespace blog posts. Let's have a look, shall we? Optimizing your SEO title is important because it communicates to Google what you want to be ranked for. And if you aren't well ranked, people won't want to click over to your website. So what is an SEO title? Your SEO title is the title that appears in SEO searches, this right here. As a Squarespace default, your site title, which is the title you've given your website and it's usually your business name, will appear at the end of your blog post title and is part of your SEO title. Blog posts are considered items. So what Squarespace will do, it will take your blog post title and it'll plug it in right here where it says item, and then it will add on your site title to the end of it. So if your blog post title is 45 characters and your site title is 33 characters, your SEO title will wind up being around 78 characters, which is too long. The SEOSpace plugin recommends that your SEO title be between 50 and 60 characters and contain your primary keywords, meaning the main keywords you want your blog post to rank for. So in order to prevent your SEO title from being too long, it's a good idea to eliminate the site title from all of your blog posts. And you can learn more about that in this blog post that I wrote, and I'll include a link to this blog post below this video in YouTube and at the bottom of my blog post on my website. You'll learn below that your H1 title should be between 40 and 60 characters, while your SEO title should be between 50 and 60. If for some reason your H1 title falls between 40 and 50 characters, you can override the SEO title right here in the settings. And you can see how typing a new SEO title in here is going to automatically override the title that Squarespace pulls in from your blog post. When I delete it, you can see it goes back to the H1 title of my blog post. Your H1, or as Henry Purchase says, H1, is your main heading on your web page, and in the case of blogging, it's your blog post title. And as a default, Squarespace is automatically going to assign H1 text or an H1 tag to all of your blog post titles, so this is a good thing. There are 3 things you should be doing when it comes to the H1 title of your blog posts. And the first thing to consider is how long your H1 title should be. You want your H1 to be between 40 and 60 characters, and that includes spaces, and include your primary keywords, or the words you want to be ranked for. This makes it easy for visitors to learn what your blog post is about, and it helps Google understand what keywords you want to be ranked for. If your blog post title is too short and not very descriptive, it will be difficult for people to understand what your blog post is about and increase bounce rates, meaning that people will leave your website pretty much as soon as they land on it. They just won't do anything. It's also hard to include your keywords in a short blog post title, making it less likely that Google will rank it accordingly. When it comes to keywords, you're probably wondering, where do I even start? I felt exactly the same as you. And this is why I'm always sure to attend Henry Purchase's live webinars, where he explains things on my level and cuts out all the jargon. To help you out, Henry did a webinar on this very topic, and you can watch it for free. It's the same webinar I attended, and I plan to rewatch it. You can access it by clicking on this button in the blog post. The last thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to H1 is that you only want to have one on your web page. Now, if you've ever researched whether or not it's okay to have multiple H1s, you've probably found several resources that say it's okay. And while this is sort of true, frankly, doing it correctly involves more thought and planning, and having multiple H1s is completely unnecessary. Usually people want multiple H1s because they like how it looks. which means they are sacrificing a successful website for a little bit of text they think looks better. And I got news for you. Your website visitors don't actually care. Not to mention, adding multiple H1s correctly so that it won't negatively impact SEO is tricky, requires knowledge you probably don't have, and presents a risk. Just don't do it. Stick with one H1 and make it easy on yourself. Your H1 is one of the main things that communicates to Google what you want your blog post to rank for. Having one H1 makes it easier for Google and visitors to understand what your blog is about. Your SEO description is the snippet of text that appears under your SEO title on Google. It communicates to Google what you want to rank for and encourages people to click through to your website. SEO descriptions should be between 150 and 160 characters, including spaces, and include your primary keywords. Including your keywords tells Google what you want to rank for and boosts your chances of ranking higher up. Sometimes Google can be a jerk and not show your SEO description as you've written it in Squarespace, like it did here. As usual, Henry Purchase of SEOSpace has some suggestions as to how you can help avoid this. First of all, make sure it is between 150 and 160 characters, so it doesn't pick up random text from your webpage. Use the SEOSpace plugin to make sure the page as a whole is following SEO best practices. And make sure you have enough backlinks from authority websites, like this one. You can learn more about backlinks in Henry's free webinar, How Long Does SEO Take? And you can click right through to it from my blog post. The tips that I just outlined are a great place to start. Make these changes, blog consistently, and request indexing on every single blog post. And don't be surprised when you start to see more traffic to your website. And in the meantime, grab the SEOSpace plugin and get started for free. You won't regret it. I hope you guys found that helpful. And if you did, please give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. Maybe share this with someone who you think could use some help with this. But most of all, have fun with your Squarespace website.